Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. You're just wondering, as a project manager, how are you going to escalate issues in a project? Don't worry, in this video I'm going to take you through step by step on what you're supposed to do to escalate issues in a project. So let's get into the details. My name is Oscar Mbira. I'm a certified program and project manager. In this video, I'm going to take you through the process of issue escalation in a program or project. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button so that you are the first person to be notified. If you are new, so you're a project manager, you want to understand when to escalate an issue in a project. So we are looking at when to escalate an issue in a project. So number one, you escalate an issue when the issue is beyond your control. So when your issue is beyond your control, it means you don't have authority, you don't have expertise to resolve the issue, or it's something that is also contractual, where you cannot be involved as a project manager. You might want to refer it to a different department, which could be procurement department. It could be an issue to do with legal. So when something's beyond your control as a project manager, you go through the escalation matrix, you escalate the issue. The second item is when the project issue is threatening the baselines. What do we mean by baselines? Baselining in project management is a way of making a reference so that you can judge your progress, you can measure your progress, you can have a planned versus actual of your progress using that reference or baseline. You can baseline your costs to say, our project is supposed to be 50,000, for example, dollars. So what it means is the project is going to be judged against the 50,000. It could be timelines. Our project is going to take 2 years, it's going to take 1 year. So you can also measure against those baselines. Then it could be also because of the risk, high risk. If our project is going to have high risk, then you expect it to be escalating as a project manager. Then also quality issues. You might have a project affecting the quality of the deliverables of the project. Maybe it's a project to create a product. If that is going to affect the product, then that is the time you're supposed to be escalating your project issues. The third one is where maybe the previous attempt to resolve the same problem, it failed. Now you're facing the same problem. So what do you do as a project manager? That is now the right time for you to escalate. Why are you escalating? Because the number of resources that we have might not be enough. It could be human resources, it could be non-human resources. Also, you might not have authority. If you don't have authority to resolve that problem again, then you have to escalate. Or even failed strategies. Previously, you had failed strategies. So you cannot use the same strategies again and expecting a different result. So what you have to do as a project manager is to escalate the issue along the escalation matrix. So let's move on to the last three items. So the fourth item on when to escalate an issue is if it's a high risk or it has got high impact, the issue. It could be a technical issue that can stop everything from ongoing. It can stop the activities of the project. So this one could be a blocker. You want to call it a blocker. Okay? So if it is a blocker, it means the users are not able to proceed. If it is a blocker, it means the project is not going to be able to progress. So that's the time you need to escalate. It could be resource challenges. Your project requires 50 resources. You only have 3 resources. That is now the time to escalate as a project manager. It can be external factors. For example, we all know about the impact of COVID-19 to the whole world. It affected projects also. So that external factor of global health issues is the right time for you to escalate. People had to make a decision to stop projects during COVID period. Then you also have natural disasters that can happen. You can also have regulatory changes or rules that can change in such a way that it's now going to impact the project, either in terms of costs, in terms of time, also even in terms of scope. So that is the right time as a project manager, you are supposed to escalate this issue. The fifth one we're going to look at is impacted parties. When are you supposed to escalate? If impacted parties, they are not aware and they need to be informed, that is the right time to escalate. This could be in terms of scope, so therefore you find project board or even steering committee, they need to be informed. It could be because of timelines, it could be because of cost, or even quality. So this is the right time you need. It can also be a change of resources. This is very important. If resources are supposed to change, then the impacted parties are supposed to be informed. So the last but not least part is required escalation protocol. Most organizations, they have structured way of escalating issues in a project. So this is what we are calling escalation protocol. So there are defined escalation protocols that you have to follow for you to escalate your issues. So a project manager is always going to face issues when running any project, no matter the size, whether it's big, small, very, very small, very, very big. You always have issues, and you should know when to escalate these issues before anything goes out of hand. This is very, very important, and as a project manager, you must master on when to escalate your issues. We have reached the end of the video. If you want to learn more about intelligences that you must build as a project manager, I'm going to leave a link at the top where you can access the project management intelligences that you must build.